today I'm going to be talking about the future of Battlefield 4 and the future of DICE. And a lot of you have been asking where the dog tags have been recently, all the dog tag giveaways that I mentioned. There will be one at the end of this video, so if you stick around to the end, I will be giving away a pair of Battlefield 4 physical dog tags. Now the reason I'm talking about the future of the franchise and the future of DICE is all related to the EA court case we've had recently, where EA are being sued by an American law firm because of the impact the bugs in Battlefield 4 have had on stocks. Stocks have dropped and people have lost a lot of money because of the bugs. I mentioned this in my last Battlefield video. Now I was having a conversation about this with some of my friends, and Story Machine made quite a good point, which is, in relation to the court case, EA are sort of like a multi-million-dollar corporation, probably a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and whenever somebody like that is put into the stocks and put under fire, they always find a way out of it by passing the blame on to somebody smaller than them. Multi-million-dollar corporations very, very rarely get taken down. They always find somebody else to take the flak. They always find themselves a scapegoat. And EA have already been doing this so far. With all the issues that we've had with Battlefield 4, they told DICE to halt future projects until Battlefield 4 is stable, halt the DLC, all that kind of stuff. And so all the articles you read about DICE halting these projects, almost as if DICE have got to take all the blame for the problems that have been in Battlefield 4. And that really is not the case. Battlefield 4 was out so buggy because it was rushed, and the reason it was probably rushed is because EA were on the backs of the developers telling them to get it out before Call of Duty so they could beat Call of Duty. And then when it came out buggy, EA then got DICE to say, look, it's our fault, we'll stop everything and get working on the updates and try and get it fixed. When in reality, DICE probably gave EA plenty of warnings that the game wasn't ready, but EA pushed for the release. When the case does go to court, if it does go to court, you can just see EA, when they're backed into that corner, trying to answer the questions onto why the game is buggy, just completely washing their hands of DICE and just blaming it all on them and leaving DICE to take the blame. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, this is just a hypothetical situation, but if they did that, you could see DICE breaking away from EA and becoming completely independent. Now, recent Battlefield titles have been multi-million-dollar AAA titles with the infinite money pot of EA backing them. Even though Battlefield 4 is buggy, it's still, you can tell it's still a great game, it's still a massive game changer, it looks great. Same with Battlefield 3, Battlefield 3 looks great, Battlefield 3 was a very, very good game. And Bad Company 2, all the recent Battlefield releases have been really, really good, standout AAA titles. Now, if DICE went independent, obviously they would take the Battlefield franchise with them because it just belonged to them. But they would no longer have that infinite money pot behind them. So Battlefield as we know it could die, in the sense that we will no longer get these multi-million-dollar AAA titles with that EA money pot backing them. At the moment, it's basically a massive American multi-million-dollar corporation against a small Swedish developer. And if you look over the history where things like this have taken place, the small developer always gets taken down. Now, this is all hypothetical, like I said. This is basically relates to a chat we had the other day where we're talking about the fact that if this is go to court, we can't really see EA holding their hands up and saying, look, this is our fault, we'll take all the sanctions, we'll take all the blame and all the punishment. That's not how these big companies work, that's not how they survive. So somebody is going to have to take the blame, and it's scary to think that perhaps that could be DICE. And these are the guys who make the game, these are the guys who are the reason we're playing Battlefield 4, they build it, EA just give them the money basically. So if it does get to a situation where DICE break off from EA and go independent, we will still see Battlefield games. It's not a series that DICE will just drop. They won't have the same funding as they have done recently, so perhaps it will no longer be the big AAA release that it is at the moment. So really the best possible outcome from this court case is for EA to hold their hands up, take the blame, because they could probably quite easily afford to take whatever's thrown at them. Let DICE get on with what they're doing, let them get on with fixing the game, sorting the game out, and just move on. Sweep it all under the rug when it's over and done with, and let the development team continue to try and sort the game out and prepare for the next release. However, if that doesn't happen, we could see DICE go in it alone and become an independent publisher and developer. So I want to get your opinions as well. What do you think is going to happen out of this whole court case? How do you think this is going to affect DICE? How do you think it's going to affect the franchise? Now, the winner of the dog tags this week, I picked earlier today, is ESBY. It's ESBYY, I think it is. I've said recently, if you want to be in with a chance of winning, you have to leave me a comment on Facebook, Twitter or Google in relation to the videos. So I know you actually are watching the videos and will appreciate the tags. And I picked the winners at random, so this winner is ESBY, ESBYY. So please get in touch with me with your address. But in the meantime, you guys give me your opinions on what you think this court case could do, whether you think it could have a very, very bad effect on the likes of DICE, the likes of the Battlefield franchise, or if you think EA are just going to sort of deal with it themselves, get everything sorted, get everything resolved, and let DICE continue with trying to fix the game, sorting out the DLC, and getting future releases like Star Wars Battlefront, which will no doubt currently be on hiatus until this is all sorted? Do you think EA are just going to leave those guys to get on with that and deal with this themselves? Or can you see them doing something a bit more drastic, such as washing their hands of DICE and resulting in Battlefield suffering as a franchise as a result? Now, because I hit 1,000 subscribers recently, as you will probably already know, I'm doing a 1,000 subscriber Q&A, and the person who gives me the best question will win a little bundle with some Battlefield 4 dog tags in it, and hopefully some other stuff as well. If not, it'll be 5 or 6 pairs of dog tags, but hopefully I'll try and get something else chucked in there as well. So if you haven't already, please feel free to leave me your questions either on this video or on Twitter or Facebook. Links are in the description. I will bring you that video next week, so please keep your eyes out for that. But in the meantime, you guys take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you all very soon.